So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are at the Essen Mülheim Airport, Echo Delta Lima Echo. The field elevation is 420 feet. It's a clear day. Um, Today we are just going to do some traffic pattern training. So I'm going to show you how a traffic pattern at Essen Mülheim looks like. On the right side of my screen, you are seeing my iPad. And the app I'm using, it's called EasyVFR. The first thing that you would probably notice is that the traffic pattern at Essen Mülheim is not entirely rectangular because around the base and final leg, as you see, that we have to avoid the autobahn because of noise abatement issues. We cannot go beyond the autobahn. Other than that, it's 1400 feet. We are just gonna do a standard takeoff. If you're wondering what sort of setup I'm using an Oculus 2, and I'm using an Nvidia 5070 Ti as my graphic card, and the plane, of course, is a Cessna 152. So I think we should be ready. So without further ado, let me give full throttle. We are maintaining our center line. Airspeed is alive. Right rudder, 55 knots, and we are airborne. We are gonna climb at 70 knots. So I'm pitching my nose so that we can achieve 70 knots. Unfortunately, I do not have trim on my flight simulator setup, so sadly I won't be able to use the trim. The thing about flying in a traffic pattern is that you need to orient yourself based on visual cues. And talking about visual cues, this is a visual cue, the farmhouse, which means that I need to turn towards the crosswind leg, and for a heading of 330. And the second visual cue I'm looking at are those 4 skyscrapers. So we are still climbing, and 1100 feet. The second visual cue towards my left is that bridge over the Rhine River, and we have to fly in line with that. So that is our next visual cue. So let me turn towards the downwind leg. We need to have a heading of 060. We are doing around 1400 feet. I'm pitching my nose down and selecting my cruise. It's not entirely 060, so let me adjust 060 and let me reduce my RPM to around 2300 or 2200. So let me maintain my traffic pattern altitude of 1400 feet. 90 knots is okay, and as you can see that we are not too bad there. Again, having a look, maintaining 1400 feet. We are doing around 190 to between 90 and 100 knots. On my right side, we can already see that we are abeam the runway. So at this point, it is my visual cue to reduce my RPM to 1900 RPM and to a speed of around 70 knots. And I'm gonna maintain my altitude at this point, which means that my airspeed is gonna decrease. White arc, and this is my visual cue for the first notch of flaps. The next visual cue I'm looking for is the strip of forest, and I'm going to start my descent at this point. 500 feet per minute is fine, and I'm gonna have my second flaps at this point. So, and 500 feet per minute. So we, as you could see on VZVFR, we are doing well. That is the autobahn that we need to avoid. So I'm gonna avoid that in like this. So heading 210. We are doing at this point around 70 knots. The last turn needs to be a little faster, so I will do my last turn with around 70 knots and then open my last flaps. So 70 knots, and I'm gonna have my last flaps 30. So 65 knots I need to maintain. My airspeed is getting low, so probably that flaps was not a good idea at this point, but I'm gonna increase my speed to maintain that descent path. Throttle is idle now, and I'm aiming for between the second and third arrow. Round out, pitching the nose up, 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 and we landed. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll come back with another video pretty soon. See you.